Hey guys, this is Heretic, and as you can tell, I'm back in War and Order, and I'm playing in 1755, where I have this new, nice, shiny castle. I'll give you a little tour of my new home in a few minutes, but I want to talk about what's going on now, overall in general, and kind of where this channel is going. It's summertime, so this is the time I typically focus on the family, and we travel, we do different things together, and again, this has been my focus for the last few weeks, so I really haven't spent a lot of time thinking about new content. Although I do have a video that I'm working on right now for Foundation, where I've also been playing, and I'll log on at least once a day in that game. I am playing a lot in War and Order now, and plan on focusing here quite a bit, where we are realigning our alliance. We've renamed it. We merged in with some of the other alliances here in 1755, which our server merged from 1745 1755. We've taken the 1755 number, we've merged in, and just in the last few days we've started pulling in all the players basically into one big alliance, like all of the strong active players all in one alliance. So it's going to take a week or two to kind of get that settled down. We're talking a lot about strategy and the things that we want to do, our goals, those sorts of things that you need to do when you go through these types of transitions with your alliance and your realms. So it's fun. It's actually more exciting because we're working towards globe number one again, and we're looking for that goal of being within that top 100 of all alliances in Elite Wars. We had a really crummy showing for Fortress Wars, but we were all super happy because of the way that the players played. We knew we weren't going to do very well in there, and actually we almost won it, but we lost it at the end. Obviously, we hope to improve as we go, especially now when we have a full group of players, so it's going to be a lot more interesting. Again, I do log into Foundation daily. The problem there is that it's very repetitive. In a lot of these games, they do get to the point where they're repetitive, and I think that's why you see a lot of people leave and go to new realms or new servers, is because they get tired of the repetition that happens. For example, in War and Order, you start off and you're working towards that goal of taking the crown, and it's not open at first, and you're all building. You have your strongest lord events where you're fighting with each other within the realm, and there's a lot of drama, there's a lot of things that keep you engaged, there's a lot of excitement, and people tend to miss that later on when you're focused more on events, and you're going to have the same Elite Wars every Sunday. Crown's no longer important. You have your strongest lord events, your frenzy and your void that repeat every other week, that sort of thing. Same thing in Foundation. You have your Shadowfront every Friday, and then every other day of the event, except for Sunday, which is just kind of a nothing happening day, every other day is a kind of a growth event. You're either growth in your server versus server event. So like Monday, you have like construction. Tuesday is your kind of building your champions and that sort of thing every day. It's the same every week. Right? So it gets super repetitive, and people can lose their desire to play, right? Their enthusiasm. But now it's good in your alliances, in your guilds, to have some goal that you're all working towards so that you can get around that. You can tell them, yeah, it's the same thing every week, but we're working towards this goal. Like in our rankings, we want to get up to this certain level, or we're going to try these new things. We're going to introduce new events to the server, like some players are within 1125, or we're building our own events to augment the events that are created by the game, and just trying to keep it fun and basically so you can enjoy the game. You see, these games are not so much about fighting. They're more about community and communication. They're very, very, very social games. Having people to talk to, friends that you log in every day and see, that sort of thing. And it's the same Foundation, War and Order, All of these games have that in common. So whichever ones basically give you the best interface to communicate and build that community with, when you have that, that's the stickiness of the game, right? Once you get that community, then you don't want to leave it. You either leave altogether or you stick with it as long as you can. So that's where we are. We're trying to build something. We have goals, and we're trying to keep people motivated to log in and play. So that's where I am here. I'm going to go ahead and kind of show you this castle, which is pretty amazing, this account, honestly. I'm going to go through, I can show you. I'm able to switch between mage and archer very easily. I'll show you some of the reasons why I'm able to do this. I'm able to use all of these maxed out artifacts. All of these are maxed out. Pretty much max all the way across. Star Palace, and a little bit to work on there, but not a whole lot. You can see all of those maxed out too. I'm working on maxing my main totem, and like the totem force is maxed, but still the skill is something I'm working on. And I'm also working on secondary and tertiary totems as well, so that I'm able to send out multiple marches in some events like Fortress Wars and others where I can use totems like Realm Invasion, for example, that sort of thing. So I am working on that. I do still have some things to do with the Titan, which is very high, very good, but there's still more to improve on, and I'm not that far off, actually. On Beast Talents, it's maxed out all the way. And my Beast Skin is something that I'm working on. Still, it's not maxed out all the way. And there's little things, like here, if I go over here, the jelly, these things are not maxed out yet, have a little bit to go. So I'm working on those little things to work on. There's always something to work on here, something to keep me busy. The battle reports, I'll show you some funny ones. So in our last Elite Wars, we ended up losing, and it was basically we're missing a lot of our players because of the merge and everything that's happening. We're trying to build this much better alliance, and because we didn't have that many players, I decided to just kind of fire off, and hit them as many times as I could, and maybe kind of brute force a win, but that didn't work out in the end. It was very close. I needed about 20 more seconds to beat them, but this is hitting their base. And I basically, you can see this, I did it over and over. Work myself to the base and just throw myself at the base again and again. In the end, they were able to beat us, but we play them again later this week, and I may do a video on it. I don't really plan on doing a ton of content for War and Order, but here and there I will do some videos to kind of show what we're doing, what we're working on. But this is the team that we faced that just beat us. Props to Next Generation 1672. They did a great job against us, but here we go. We're going to play them again soon, and we'll see how it goes. And we have some stiff competition ahead of us. We have dropped off in the rankings. I have left for a while, but that's not why. I mean, other people have left. There's been some transitions and stuff happening within our realm post-merge. So we have some work to do to get back into number 1, to reclaim it again. We were way ahead for a while, but now we're down to 7th. We may drop a little bit more. We won't drop down below 7th though. I think we'll be good. We're gonna build that back up to first place, and then we're gonna go into the total rankings. So we would need right now today, let me scroll down really fast. We would need 33,000 points. The top in our globe is 30,000. I think we'll get there. It's going to take a little bit. Honestly, we could do it a few months if we're winning everything. So maybe not even that long. It just depends how we can overtake that 100th place team. We have some things to work on. Some reorganizing, some strategy. This is the fun stuff. Whenever we merge in, we're actually pulling in some really good leaders. some people who have commanded in the past quite a bit, some different ideas and things that we can work on. So I'm super excited about the game, just as I am in Foundation as well. I also have another game that I'm going to be going to in August or early September, maybe. When it gets a little bit closer, I'll give some details on it. I can't quite talk about it yet, but it'll be a game that I do a lot of content on going forward. So I'm excited about that too. And it's more of a strategy game that's not pay to win. So yeah, hopeful that it does well and it's interesting and fun to play. But more details on that later on down the road. But if you have any suggestions or you want to come play with us, let me know. There are accounts available. Be happy to bring in some more friends. All right, but I'm going to leave my Discord information and my line information. And if you have any questions, want to reach out, leave some comments on the video, like, subscribe, that sort of thing. But also reach out to me on Line or Discord if you have any questions about the game or about mobile gaming in general. I'm always here to help. All right, and with that, take care.